Once upon a chilly moment, a brave adventurer faced the frozen world around him. In the biting cold, he began to create a cozy home, showing just how clever and adaptable humans can be. With just a few materials, he transformed a simple hideout into a warm shelter that felt safe. As the temperature dipped to a frosty -30 degrees, keeping warm became the most important task. Using a makeshift heater and some nifty insulation tricks, our hero showed us how to survive when the weather gets extreme. Can you imagine how cold that feels? But wait. Gathering materials in a responsible way was also super important. By choosing to use fallen branches for building, he not only cared for his own safety but also the environment around him. What do you think happens when we take care of nature? Next, he built a strong wooden door and sliding windows, making his little home not only functional but also friendly with the fresh air outside. This clever design helped him stay cozy, no matter how wild the weather was getting.
Can you guess how it feels to breathe fresh air in your own safe space?
And what about cooking? Our adventurer used local ingredients in his makeshift kitchen, connecting the food he cooked to his survival story. Whipping up meals in the wilderness made him feel proud and independent. Isn't it exciting to think about cooking in the great outdoors? Using old, discarded materials like wooden planks, he crafted his home with a clever, sustainable twist. This not only saved resources but also sparked his creativity in building. Imagine using what nature gives you to create something useful. Now, digging and chiseling, he created a safe chicken pit for storing food, showcasing his practical skills in the wild. Isn't it amazing how he adapted to his surroundings using all the resources he could find? He even made a temporary shelter using a smart triangular structure. This, along with his very own stove to stay warm, highlighted his know-how in survival techniques. Every little choice he made was important for staying safe. Can you think of how he planned all of this? The story also showed us the importance of gathering firewood and managing a campfire for heat and cooking. These essential survival techniques kept him cozy and well-fed during the cold winter nights.
Have you ever built a campfire?
Then there was Little Ding, who built the foundation of his house using mud and pebbles. This made his home super strong and stable. He was careful to create a clear difference between the indoors and outdoors. How would you feel in a house with a sturdy foundation? Little Ding got creative with natural materials like moss to insulate his house, making it even more comfortable. By combining logs and round wood, he crafted sturdy walls. Isn't it fun to think about building your dream house with the gifts of nature? As the house neared completion, he carefully crafted a solid wood door and installed bright windows that let in cheerful light. Little Ding's attention to detail made his living space snug and inviting. Do you think he was proud of his cozy creation? But things weren't always easy. Facing the biting cold, Kai worked hard to make his home more livable. Patching walls and starting a fire were big challenges during harsh winter. What do you think made him keep going, even in tough times? Kai knew how important it was to be prepared for severe weather. He carefully thought about what items to take for survival. This careful planning was essential for staying safe in tricky situations. Can you think of what you might bring? His adventures taught him about the psychological effects of being alone and the fear of wild animals. Kai's actions showed a strong need to create a safe space, even when danger lurked nearby. How would you feel in a similar situation? Now, meet Glenn, who cleverly set up a discreet tent to hide from potential threats while keeping himself warm and safe. By using snow to blend in, he turned the wild into his ally. Isn't it fascinating how he used his surroundings to protect himself? To prepare for his meals and warmth, Glenn collected birch bark and logs, showing us just how important natural resources are for survival in freezing weather. Can you imagine gathering all those things to stay warm? Glenn's adaptability shined bright as he created tools and whipped up meals, even when conditions were tough. His skills and creativity were keys for survival in the wilderness. What kind of tools do you think he made? As Glenn found wood for warmth and began to prepare food like grilled meat skewers, he took a moment to reflect on how he was living in these extreme conditions. What thoughts do you think crossed his mind? While many viewers dream of the wild, Glenn reminded everyone of the real dangers, like snow covering his hiding spot. Survival isn't just an adventure, it requires serious knowledge and caution. Do you think he was nervous? Then, luck struck. Glenn discovered an old hiding place, providing him a temporary refuge. This moment highlighted his resourcefulness in facing the wilderness. Isn't it exciting when luck is on your side? In a burst of culinary creativity, Stephen cooked a delightful pumpkin dish with unique ingredients. He truly made the most of the resources available in the wild. Can you imagine how yummy that must have been? As winter crept in, Stephen fortified his hiding place by sealing gaps with concrete. This was crucial to prepare for the chilling conditions ahead. What clever ideas do you think he had to stay warm? Not stopping at just food preparation, Stephen also built a fireplace to ensure warmth. This showed just how important a heat source is for survival in the cold.
Can you picture sitting by a warm fire?
Before major renovations began, various tools like vacuum cleaners and paint transformed the cleanliness and appearance of the house. This step was important to get everything ready for the work ahead. How exciting is it to imagine a brand new space? When the old roofing materials were removed, they revealed strong rafters beneath. This showed how durable the original structure had been, allowing more reliable support for the new roof.
Isn't it amazing how some things stand the test of time?
Waterproofing was essential during the renovation to keep the house dry and safe from rain. Smart sealing techniques were applied to prevent future leaks.
What a clever way to protect a home, right?
And let's not forget about safety. Covering electrical wires underground allowed the house to look tidy and ensured better safety too. Isn't it nice when things are both safe and pretty? Finally, the choice of materials like polyethylene wallpaper for the boiler room was crucial for moisture-proofing and insulation. This made everything work better. Can you picture how much nicer that space became? The incredible attention to detail in wall framing and painting transformed the interior, making it not just functional but also beautiful. This work contributed to a warm, cozy atmosphere. How wonderful it must be to feel at home.